is Phil, aka DrPhilGood, and today we're gonna switch it up a little bit. As you can see in the background, it does say answers and opinions, because that's what we're doing now. We're giving y'all different answers and difference of opinions. Now, this particular stage we're gonna go on is more of a relationship. Let's say this is a relationship dinner. Because what we're gonna focus on is relationships, and with me today I have two let's call them relationship savants, if you will, and I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, starting from my right.
Hi, I'm Rochelle. I am a working mother. I've been a cybersecurity analyst now for quite a while, over 20 years. I'm also a life coach. I've been married for 23 years, and so I think I've earned my stripes.
Yeah, you earned them.
I've had the opportunity to experience quite a few different things in relationships. So,
okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to be here.
Well, good. We are glad to have you, and my gentleman friend over here.
Nephew, I'm Uncle Johnny, and I'm here to give my input and see if I could pour into some young people and give my opinion. I've been married 30 years. I actually married my high school sweetheart. We have 3 young adults, and at this time I have 2 grandchildren. So
you think you're a veteran too? Okay.
I think I could share some things.
That's fine. That's fine. Myself, I'm not married, and what? Well, that's why I'm here, because I'm not the married one. That's why I got these two to help me out, so we can get some different perspectives on some topics that we're going to go into. First topic, okay? Because like we all have our phones close by us a lot of times. The first topic we're going to go on is, what are some of the immediate effects that you see that social media has on relationships? And we'll start with you, Rochelle.
Oh, okay. So honestly, I think it depends on the level of the relationship.
Okay.
So, the younger generation, let's say millennial generation, I think the way that you handle social media is different than the way that my generation or Uncle Johnny's generation handles social media.
Okay.
There tends to be a black or white with your generation, in that it's either we know in all your business or we know nothing, right? Like the whole "you can't post me," that whole thing. Mm-hmm. So I believe it's generational based, and it also depends on where you are in your relationship.
Before you continue, what's your generation?
So I'm part of Generation X.
Okay.
I feel like I have.
So if you don't want to do your perfect age, y'all can just do the math for the generation.
Oh, I don't mind. I don't mind at all. I'm 44.
Okay, so 44.
Right.
Okay. And Johnny, how old are you?
I'm 55.
Okay, you're 55. Okay, 55. Yeah. Okay, so we got 55, 44, and I'm about to be 32.
Yeah.
So, okay, that's good. Good age range.
Yeah.
Continue.
So I think it just depends on where you are, like, in your relationship. Now, I think that social media can be extremely damaging to a relationship if it's not managed properly.
Right.
Everybody doesn't have to know everything. But again, I'm from that generation where there are certain things that you don't necessarily put out there.
So do you think just naturally you guys' generation is more private than ours?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely more private.
Definitely.
I mean, in terms of like posting, let's just say, hold on, tell me. And privacy, y'all gonna have to explain this privacy thing, because y'all post a lot of stuff about whatever y'all do all the time. When y'all go on vacations, y'all post each other. Y'all make sure that you got enough pictures.
Well, that's different. I think social media, and I will say our generation, we have come to a point where we're probably a little more settled in our lives. So you see the vacations and people just like to shine. That's all I see it. You know, it's not like we're just telling our business, because even on those vacations, they ain't really telling it all.
Right.
They just ain't posting that picture where they probably showing their ass over there.
Right.
Whereas y'all be shaking in the club. That's what
it's subconscious, right?
Yeah.
So I use Facebook in a different way. I use my social media as a chronological scrapbook. To be completely honest, like that's how I use it.
That's good.
I like looking at my memories when I wake up in the morning, because social media is a book of happiness for me. Yeah. It's reminders of good points in my life. I don't need to put on social media that me and my husband just had an argument.
Right.
I don't get any fulfillment out of putting negativity out there for the world to see. And it's not that I'm hiding it or I'm being fake or just trying to, you know, shine. You know, it is literally, it's like a code. Like you don't, it's certain things you just don't put out in the street. And I believe that wholeheartedly. Now the younger generation, the other day I watched somebody go live and go off, and then the other girl came back, and it was quite entertaining. It really was. But that's just not for me. So
the dynamics of, I guess, our generation is not only just to show off, but to show hurt. Like we're a show hurt generation.
Y'all are emotional.
We want to show everybody how hurt we are in different situations. People will share a whole like text message thread of an argument or whatever, just to validate their point in whatever that they are doing in that argument or whatever. So yeah,
I just saw Monique sort of type this long letter and send it to Oprah, and it was all on social media, and I just thought, wow, she's hurting on everybody to know it. So you're right, I think a lot of people are like that.
Millennials are emotional.
Yeah.
Woo! I mean, no. It's
no.
But it's the truth.
I know.
You're very in touch with your feelings, is what I should say.
Yeah, no, they're emotional.
Okay, you're right.
I don't know how I feel about that, because I've been told I was emotional.
You've been told you're emotional?
Yeah.
Are you outwardly emotional?
I've just been told I have. You know how I feel.
Well,
that's different.
Yeah, this is okay. There's a difference between the emotion of like. I
don't know if I'm right about it.
Yeah, that's what we're saying. Like in terms of like social media.
Right.
Are you gonna? This is what y'all do. We post something, and then what y'all do is y'all read it. Y'all call us to say, "What's this all about?" You put on the Facebook. You okay? You having problems?
Just like that.
Like and that's the difference of emotion. Y'all are more behind the scenes because y'all believe that the family is supposed to keep a lot of stuff secrets or whatever, which is kind of a fault, but we'll get to that. But in terms of like the levels of emotions, we are more outwardly emotional, and we're not afraid to put it on social media for whatever reason.
Yeah, y'all like the tweet and delete generation, right? Get my feelings out there, and then I can go back and delete it off, or
and that sometimes, I mean, that can backfire depending on how big you get, because once it's out there, as I was talking to mine, once it's out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I know about what we are really good at, our generation, if somebody died, you're gonna know on social media. 10 people is gonna put down, the classmate died the other day. We're good at that. If somebody we know who everybody's mom, and it's good for me because I'm away from where I grew up. I live in Atlanta, and it's good for me. But my mom sometimes always say, "Boy, you know before I know." I say, "Shoot, they put it on social media."
It is on social media.
So you know.
Okay, so that's some good perspectives with that. All right, so even though social media may have some negative effects sometimes on relationships, it is your responsibility in the real world to fix it. So that gives us our next topic. Who is responsible, the man or the woman, to fix these relationship issues? Don't go with Johnny first, because he looked like
Listen, every time something go wrong, we have to fix it.
Who we?
We as the men.
As the men,
Yes.
I feel that way. It's interesting. I saw a topic this week, and it was like, Slater was like, "Hey, act like you are a man and apologize." And they was coming up with all these things. Well, maybe you want something to eat, you know. But then when it was their turn to apologize, it was like, I was surprised. Every man was like,
Crickets.
like women won't do that. So that keeps stuff from getting fixed. Now, of course, there are some exceptions. No, it is.
It ain't enough.
There are some women who figured it out, know how to do it. I keep saying that. But the majority, I was surprised. So I always thought it was my responsibility. I can come home after an argument and I can still be mad, or I can do what I know that'll get us past that. They don't like to argue either. They just spoil. So if you go in and fix it, it really be over quick. But if you want to stay in your feelings and keep it going, women will oblige.
Okay. Now, Rochelle, why y'all don't apologize?
Yeah, tell me, Rochelle.
Wait, how do you just dive into it? We don't like to apologize. I read something the other day about that. They said it was a post I saw. It said, apologize like a woman. And somebody posted like ... right? Like,
Yes. Exactly.
That's funny, isn't it? Y'all think
you know what?
Or y'all don't think y'all wrong, or what?
That has a lot to do with it.
Okay.
That has a lot to do with it. So as far as the responsibility to fix an issue, I think whoever broke it is responsible. Like whoever caused the issue is responsible. But in those times where we don't think we're wrong, it becomes a little difficult because being understood is important to women. We're emotional beings. You guys are logical. So a lot of times if you just listen to us, you know what I mean? And it's not necessarily always a right and a wrong. It's just about being heard and you understanding this is how I feel about this situation. And you don't have to agree with me, depending on the caliber of woman you're dealing with. We don't necessarily need you to approve of my feelings. I just need you to validate that it's okay that I feel this way. And this is my opinion and, now apologize to me.
That is so funny that, as I mentioned earlier, I've been married a long time. And I didn't really hear my opinion matter so much until our later years. It's almost like, we used to have a conversation. Because it was not like your opinion never mattered. You was never treated like it never mattered. And now it's just part of the conversation in the latter years. My opinion mattered. Just hearing that make me say, wow.
I think that
is it being taught out there? And that's why all women are just grabbing
No, I think it does back.
Because what if this man is leading you right?
It dials back to what I said earlier about there's a certain stage in a woman's life where we are very sure about who we are. We are very sure about our feelings, our opinions, and the way that we process information. And that has a lot to do with it. Like our younger years, we might be open to somebody saying, okay, I hear you or not, but at this stage in life, I need you to understand something. I feel the way I feel, and that's okay. I don't need you to disagree with me. I don't need you to agree with me. Just be cognizant of the fact that this is my opinion. This is how I feel about it. And it doesn't mean that yours has to agree with it. it is what it is. This is my opinion. And that's probably why you hear that. Different stages in a woman's life. Comes a point where we know where we are. You gotta accept that. You know? Now, as far as us apologizing,
yeah, what about the time where y'all realize maybe like, I don't know, maybe the way home or however it works, maybe on the way to work the next day, y'all be like, damn, I was wrong.
Yeah, sometimes we take things too far.
And then, so what do you do after that? Is there, subsequently, do you just be like, okay, now I'm just going to apologize? Or let's just say, maybe not you, let's just say, what have you heard women do in those situations? Is it just like a brush off or what?
I'm going to use myself first.
Okay.
There's a point in an argument or a disagreement where, like you said earlier, we don't want to argue or fight anymore. So it becomes uncomfortable, and it's and me myself, like I get to that point and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to fight anymore. Can you just understand this is how I feel about the situation, and I get how you feel about the situation, but all of this, this tension, I can't deal with that. So let's just figure out how to move forward. Now, if you have a mature spouse, mate, whatever the case may be, you can move past that. You know what I mean? So that's my way. Now, my girlfriends that I talk to, how do they deal with things? It's a little, it can be a little different. Bullheaded, we could get stubborn in our ways at times. And I do think it's important for a man to take the lead.
I'll say this, and I've seen this too over, I would say, the last 5 years of social media, is that you get a lot of examples, and they say, well, I just met this guy, he took me out, and whatever the situation was, should I buy dinner or should he buy dinner, and all those different things. Well, listen, this is the normal advice from women that I see. Girl, you need to run. Child, he is not the one. They will do that in a minute, and I just always say, wow.
Because are you saying that the man's expectation is that a woman should be able to take a man out?
No, it was just an example of how often on social media, when women give their little scenarios, whatever it might be, usually the advice from the women is, girl, you need to run. Don't trust, he is not the one. I hear that more often than, and I always say it's more to that story.
There's signs that you need to see.
How do you know? Especially when somebody tell you something on social media. How do you know? Nobody should even tell you, bro, you need to leave. Jaden just went off on you or whatever. They don't know what's going on, but that's so the quick advice. Right. I just think, wow.
That's like that cancel culture that you talked about earlier, right?
Yeah. I think people are sometimes wanting, when they give advice, they want you to be a little miserable. Because everybody has a pain structure that they're used to. A lot of people, like when women or men, but women a lot of times, you'll hear about women starting arguments or whatever just because. And it's because sometimes they're so used to something that they believe that should be. Sometimes something will go off and be like, well, this is all too right now. This
so feels, sabotage. They sabotage
self-sabotage.
Wow.
And because some of them haven't experienced love, some of them don't know what real love feels like in all aspects, and they really want the pain back.
So you're talking about broken women. I don't know none of them.
Yeah.
I keep broken women the hell away from me.
Yes.
For real.
Broken women, yes.
Because that is contagious. Honestly, misery loves company.
Yeah.
Women who, like you said, they're broken and they want other people to feel. I can't have that in my energy. I can't have it in my space. Keep that over there. And those women that say run, we got this little thing built into us called intuition. It's a real thing. No, it's real. And the more mature.
Why God didn't give us that?
No, for it. Like, I think you would have mismanaged it.
You think so?
Honestly, yeah, because we're emotional.
We have it too.
I think we have.
First of all,
But y'all are logical. So you oftentimes you dismiss it.
But nobody is fully anything. Nobody is fully anything. Nobody's fully.
Would you say that as a man?
Fully. I mean, when as I've seen over the years, men have been very emotional.
That's changing.
Oh, yeah. No, it's some of that.
It's not a horrible thing. I think you say emotional like it's.
Well,
like
no, we're
kind of handicapped.
There's levels.
I think it's
levels.
good to be emotional. I
There's
think it's a good thing for people to know. Don't fake with me. I like to know if you don't care, if it means nothing to you, or if it really means something to you. Mm-hmm. I would like to know.
And
I guess especially in a relationship, not so much.
Okay, so before we continue on to that one,
right.
that'll bring us to our next topic right after.